Q103 Albany's Rock Station. It's Tatiana here with Rob Halford from Judas Priest. Thanks so much for calling in.
It's a pleasure. Good to speak with you guys and talk about heavy metal and Judas Priest.
I have to admit, I just finished listening to Firepower. I've been listening to it over and over because we are so excited to have you guys come to the Capital Region playing back-to-back shows at the Palace Theater this May.
It's going to be amazing. Are you going to go? Are you going to be there?
Oh, of course.
I would. Banging your head with us, Tatiana.
Of course.
It's wonderful. It's going to be wonderful to come back to Albany and to New York State. Man, we go back a long way together. There's an incredible supportive fan base throughout all of New York State, but especially in Albany. We're gonna have a blast. We're bringing the Firepower. This is the third leg of the Firepower tour, and we're kind of changing up the set and the set list and the lights and everything. So it's a kind of a spin on the edge of the celebration of 50 years of Judas Priest. So it's going to be a great couple of nights out of screaming heavy metal, that's for sure.
Now, Firepower, like I said, I just finished listening to it. So much energy, and it's really a classic heavy metal sound with that driving guitar, the vocals. And I'm just wondering what fans are going to expect to see from the show. Any surprises? What would you want our fans to know?
You know, it really is a celebration of a lot of things. All of our metal maniacs know that Priest always deliver the goods, as we say. And in actual fact, that's one song that we brought back in the set for the first time in a long time. This band has been making metal for so many years, I lose track. But we go all the way back to Rock-a-Roller through to where we are at now with Firepower. So we're kind of picking our way through the decades and pulling out some songs that maybe you've not heard before or we've never played before live in concert. So that's kind of a buzz, you know. Well, with these two shows that we're playing in Albany, we'll probably flip the set list around just to give the show a little bit of extra excitement and a surprise here and there. But really, it's an event now with Priest. When you come and see Priest, you know, we've had a glorious time in metal due to this incredible fan base. Our fans consistently drive us and give us the creative energy that we need to keep making metal. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. We can't wait to come back and see you all again.
Yeah, and we're certainly so excited, May 18th and 19th. Now, your career has spanned almost 5 decades, and you've certainly had a lot of accolades with Judas Priest, Grammys, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nomination. But how do you define success as a rock star?
Well, I think it's, firstly, none of us in Priest are really elevated into that kind of thinking. You know, what's elevated? You know, the rock star thing. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing to be called, and we cherish that type of that kind of language, whatever it might be. It's great. What I'm trying to say is that it's all about this kind of self-empowerment and determination that if you're lucky enough to find something that you do in life that gives you such an incredible pleasure, and you're able to share it and spread the gospel of metal like we do with Priest, and we inspire each other, not only in the band but our fans. So many musicians recognise Judas Priest as being one of the bands that they acted as a springboard into their own particular career. So it's a lot of things right now, Titania, you know, that makes Judas Priest a very, very special band. But it's, you know, you've got to find that creative spark. You've got to find the energy. You've got to stay focused and do the best that you can do with what we do in Priest, making our metal and particularly our shows. You know, it all comes together when you see Priest play live. You know, you're experiencing so many things in the nights that we share together. But those are just a few of the things that, you know, come into my head when we talk about this great legacy and tradition of Judas Priest in heavy metal.
And that's one of the things I love about Judas Priest is really the empowerment and bringing that to heavy metal instead of the hatred. And you have broken so many barriers with heavy metal, even from fashion, from wearing leather and studs to the music. And breaking barriers, it's not easy. Did you ever second guess yourself, or did it always just fit?
You know, it's a wonderful subject, this whole business of breaking barriers and tearing down walls. There's a lot of wall language going on in America. You know what walls do? Walls divide people. Walls create a barrier of silence, you know, And the great thing that music has always been able to do is to break through walls. Music is about communication. Music is about, talking with each other through the songs that we love, through the shows that we go to. When our metal maniacs come together and have a few drinks or hang out in the parking lot and before they see Priest, I know they're talking about stuff other than music, That's just a natural human thing. So this is the great thing about the power of heavy metal as a music source to break through any kind of issues, whether it is hate or intolerance or prejudice or on any level. Our metal maniacs have this great capacity to love each other and to help each other and to get through difficult times together. So this is a glorious thing about the life of being a metal maniac, not only in Priest, but the fact that there are millions of us around the world doing great things with the music that we love.
And music really it's amazing in that way, in that it brings people together. And certainly there's the fan connection. But creating an album is also a process in itself. Your music it's a part of you, an extension. So what do you connect with more, creating the album or the live music process?
Ooh, I think that the live music is a validation of what you went through the process of writing the songs from scratch. It's still incredibly exciting. I was hanging out with Glenn yesterday, and just talking about what we might be doing next with Priest. There's always the thrill of that next song, and then the one after that, and then one after that. And then you've got another Judas Priest album looming on the horizon in the not-too-distant future. So, that is where it starts for Priest, It's the metalworks factory of what we do as a band, making songs from the raw source of our love for making metal together, and then you carry it through. Once our fans are getting what we've made, you've got to validate that by playing it live from the stage. So that's a really important part of the life and times of Judas Priest more than ever right now.
And how about, you guys getting on stage after all these years? I know the lineup has changed a little bit. Do you get any nerves, or is it just kind of old news now, getting on stage?
Yeah. That's where you can kind of loose the reins a little bit. I think, all of us, when we're getting dressed to go, we're putting the metal gear on before we go on stage, there is a nervous energy. There's an anticipation. There's a bit of a psyching up that goes on. Backstage we have these jam rooms. We're playing before we even hit the stage. We're hanging out. We're getting ready to go and do the show that our fans expect. There's an element of responsibility there. We never want to disappoint our fans. I don't believe we ever have or we ever will. So if I kind of casually stroll out to that stage and I'm not feeling something, there's something going on. I can't wait to get out there. And there is a little bit of anxiety, but in the good sense of, knowing that people have come all that way to see you and they've dropped some money, they're having a great time already before you hit the stage. So we think about this stuff in the band, we never take anything for granted. We're extremely grateful to our fans that have supported us and continue to support us. So there's always a little bit of the heavy metal butterflies, that's for sure.
Well, I know our fans are so excited, the Albany area, to have you guys come. Judas Priest coming to the Palace Theater May 18th and 19th, playing back-to-back shows. I really want to thank you, Rob, for taking the time to call in and talk with us here at Q103.
Thank you so much, Titania. Thank you, Q103. We love you guys. Thanks for defending the faith with us. Albany, the Priest is coming back. We'll see you soon.